Hey everyone, Pat Mitchell here, and in this free video lesson from TrickTrades, I'm going to show you how to build an actionable watch list in this crazy market. So let's get into it. Okay, so we all know that this market has been absolutely nuts lately. We got big swings down, big bounces back up. It's kind of put in this inverted hammer candle, which is not healthy. I don't know if some of you are aware of that or not, what your technical skills are, but this is definitely looking bearish. It could be putting in a lower high at this point and start coming down, or it could continue up. But technical analysis is showing that it definitely wants to. It looks like it wants to pull back. So how do we make an actionable watch list in any market for that matter, not just a crazy market? So I use TC2000, and I'm going to show you a way that you don't need to use TC2000. But this is how I like to build my watch list. So I go into watch lists and I pull up the NASDAQ 100. Okay, now these are the stocks that I generally play. Now, don't get scared off from the price. As I've pointed out in previous video lessons, you don't, because there's a lot of range in these, you can actually limit your risk by taking fewer shares, especially if you're a beginner, a new trader, or a struggling trader. Because this has so much range, you don't need a lot of shares in order to make money. So then you just flip through, right? So that's how you would do it on TC2000. But there's another way. If you don't have TC2000 or you don't have the NASDAQ 100 component stocks up on a preloaded list in your charting platform, you can come into, just pull up CNBC.com. It's free for everyone to use. So CNBC.com, come into markets, go to stocks, and then you'll see on this header here NASDAQ 100. Okay, so click on the NASDAQ 100, and here's all of the stocks. So it's only 100 stocks. It's not that bad. Now you can copy and paste them in or type them in, and then make yourself a watch list that you watch all the time. Okay, so that's a nice, easy way of doing it. So when you do that, now you just flip through, and it doesn't take long. And what I like to watch for are stocks that are coming up into a heavy resistance area with whole and half dollars, as well as technical support and resistance. So I like to obviously look for resistance because I prefer to short stocks. In this market, though, I am finding it a little difficult for shorts because a lot of people are finding using this dip in the market as a dip buy opportunity until it's proved to be bearish. All dips are to be bought. That's how the majority of investors and traders are looking at it. They're looking at it as a way to get in at a cheaper price. They're finding the market cheap right now. So that's something to keep in mind. But regardless, when stocks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days in a row, they're going to want to relax a little bit. Now, we're not looking for these to pull all the way down here or something, but we're looking for them to relax. We're looking for them to take a profit-taking day or just a little bit of consolidation, maybe a slight red day. So first up on to bat here is AMAT, and this actually looks pretty good for a short. This is the first day you can see, judging by the 2, 4, 6 green days it's had. You can look at the top wicks here. Okay, I'll zoom in. You can look at the top wicks, and they all closed at highs or very close. Okay, this last day on Friday, it's got a higher wick, right? So it means that the buyers and sellers are coming to an area in price where the sellers are taking over, okay? We were also going into a long weekend, so that could have something to do with it. But it's definitely worth a watch. It closed right at a nice, beautifully round whole number of $55. So what I would watch for in the morning, come Tuesday morning when the market reopens after the holiday, is for it to break, for AMAT to break 55. So now you put up a watch list, and we'll label this as test. It doesn't matter, and I can just drag AMAT in. Okay, so now I'm watching AMAT, And now I'm just going to keep flipping through the list. So this isn't too bad. This has come into a gap fill. It's filled the gap right to the penny, basically, and it started to pull. So this might be something to watch. I've never traded HSIC, so I don't necessarily know. I'm not familiar with how it trades. I've traded AMAT before. That's why I'm comfortable with trading it. So WBA, now I should actually take the moving average 100 off because I don't normally use it. So WBA, this actually looks good for a long, okay? Because, we only have 3 days or so of nice steady action up. It cleared the 9 EMA, and we still have room to run up to the 50 SMA on the daily chart, right? And the 50 SMA, it also has some other resistance. So it just cleared the 70 area, and it closed strongly. So what you want to look for is now you can mark it with a little bit of a trend line, right? To watch the dip, right? To watch the bottom of the wick hit this trend line, and you can have orders set in and around that area to buy the dip, and then if that trend breaks, you would want to get out. So there's that way to get in on it. Or the traditional way is for it to clear previous day's highs. So what you want to look for is a cross of that day's highs, a pullback to that support, and then buy once it's proved to you to be strong. You got to remember, though, there is a little bit of resistance up here in this 72-ish area, okay? So WBA, that's not a bad watch. Now let's keep going. So this looks good. MU looks good, and I've traded MU lots. So what you want to look for, you can see this heavy resistance area right here. Now, it tested it and pulled back. So you're going to want to watch a retest of this, 4460s level. Could actually bump this up just a little bit more here, somewhere in that area. So you can watch that. You can watch the 45. If 45 clears, it's good for a long, and if 45 puts up a fight, it'll be good for a short. So, and then you just keep, like this would be good for a short, right? It's starting to come up into pretty heavy resistance, right at a round number of 144. And like I said, don't be getting scared off from the price. You don't need many shares of this to because you can see it has a lot of range in the day, right? So, we got like 3 points of range, right? So 100 shares will make you $300, right? On average, if you were to catch that whole move. So that's one way of looking at it. So FISV isn't too bad. And then you just keep going through, right? You just kind of keep going through. Actually, this looked really good because we've got a double top, right? Right at the 50. So you got a very clear line of support and resistance. And there you go. If this 75.70 or 76 clears, take it long. And if it starts rejecting and starts pulling back, take it short. I know sometimes in my video lessons I can make it sound really simple, but that's a large part of my strategy, is to keep things very simple. So that's how you would compile a watch list. Now, I also use FinViz, right? So I do use FinViz, and I can show you quickly a couple of the scans I use. So I go to my screener, and then I've got my presets. Short potential 2, this is one of my favorites. I usually change this back over to over 750K, and I like stocks that are over $20 because it'll provide me with a lot of range for the day. So this BL, this one's pretty good. It's got enough volume in it. I'd like a little bit more volume, but it's adequate volume, right? It's right at some resistance, right around the 40, so I would watch for a test of this 40 area and then pull back. BOFI, this is another really nice one, and it's coming right into resistance at, we'll call it probably 39 if I had to guess. It looks like it'd be right at the 39 area, so that looks really good. It's had a bunch of green days in a row without a relaxing period. So what you have to look at is the right side of the chart. Now, the right side of the chart is the chart that hasn't developed yet, okay? Now, as you become more skilled, you'll be able to kind of, through patterns and everything else, it's almost like a predictive way of knowing what these stocks are going to do. Now, don't get my words wrong. It's not a crystal ball. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with seeing patterns over and over and over and over again and realizing the potential for them to either go up or go down. And this looks like a big cup, right? So what comes after the cup? The handle. So the handle is the pullback. You can watch for the short for a day or two, but we mainly just want to. You don't really, especially in this market, don't be holding short overnight, right? But so BOFI looks good. So and then you just keep kind of going down your list, right? This one just actually cleared. Grub cleared, and Grub's very, very strong right now, and it probably will magnet all the way up to 100. So what I would watch for on Grub is a pullback in the morning to this support. Actually, I'll pull that up on TC2000 because Grub actually looks really good. So what I would watch for a pullback to support at this 94, high 80s. We'll call it 95, and then a bounce from there. So I will add Grub because this will probably be one of my top watches come Tuesday morning. I really like this one. And I'm very confident in this setup that I'll be able to catch that setup and catch probably 3, 4, 5 points, maybe more. I mean, Grub has the potential to move, 7 points, right? So really nice. So that's how you guys can put it together. So in recap, use FinViz, and I'll pull back up to my one main scanner. You can pause the screen and see how I have put it together. So there's that. And one sec, sorry guys. And then we have CNBC.com. You go into stocks. There's your NASDAQ 100. These are all very nice and liquid stocks. They're perfect for day trading. They have lots of momentum throughout the day, up and down. You could basically pick one of these stocks and you could swing it back and forth, long, short, all day long. And that's really one of the keys to success as a day trader is not to have biases, long or short. Mind you, I do have a tendency to lean more so to the short side. But in this market, I have no problems going long. So it all depends on the market. So thanks, guys. Make sure, hey, guys, look to your bottom right corner on the screen. Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe right now. And make sure to turn on the bell notification so then you can receive alerts when I go live to answer all your day trading questions. So and head to TrickTrades.com. Come give us a shot. This is the type of stuff that I go over each and every day in chat, as well as, you got to remember, this is just a free video lesson. You got to think of what's behind the paywall, right? So come check us out at TrickTrades.com and hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys.